What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Skate Park Showcase. Look who's back.
Yeah, I'm alive.
It's Kanan. And the reason Kanan is here is because many years ago, I think it was like 2015, we came to Fitzgerald, Georgia. And that's where we are right now. And we actually couldn't really cover the skate park because it was raining.
Dark rain.
It was bad. And then we went street skating, and then we came back at night, and it was just all crazy. So we're back again several years later, and there are a few changes. So
first off, it's popping now.
There's a lot of kids out here, and we will definitely get into that. Let's do it. Fitzgerald, Georgia. This place is definitely unique, and we'll get into all the details. It's actually surprising that they have a skate park here because this town is very small, and I know many towns that are much bigger that are nearby that don't have skate parks. So it's pretty awesome that this place even exists.
This park is exactly how I remember it. It's dark, it's wet. That's it, it's dark and wet. Very small.
Right when you pull up, you'll notice that it is very colorful. That's the first thing I noticed. That's changed since the last time we were here. And the owner of the shop told me that it's definitely a work in progress. It does need some more work, but I think it's gonna shape up really nice. It's interesting because it's like in like a snake run thing, which is kind of cool. And it looks really cool from above. After that, you'll notice that it's very small. There's not much here. It's a woodward park, just a couple of ramps, and then some rails and stuff off to the side. So for the layout, it's very simple. There's just two sections. There is the street course section and then flat ground obstacles section. For the flat ground, there's a whole bunch of stuff out here. Two of the obstacles are woodward obstacles, so we'll talk about those first. There is a woodward rail that's pretty nice. Like, I'm not a big fan of rails that have the stands that hold up the rail actually go all the way to the very end. That can be frustrating. But I skated one in Albany for years, so I'm pretty used to it. It's a nice solid rail, not much complaints. It's a little bit high, so it's gonna definitely for like more advanced skaters. And the other woodward thing out here is their grind box manual pads. There's two of them bolted together. There's a small one and a tall one. The tall one's about 12 inches tall, small one's maybe like 4 or 5 inches tall. They're a little skinny, so they're not great for manuals, but you can do manuals on them. And the angle iron has held up through the years and grinds really well, especially if you wax them up real nice. It's good for beginners and advanced skaters, so you can start on the low, work your way up to the high. The changes in the park since the last time we've been here, I would say the curbs. There's a few curbs that people have made, some that are like this big and ones that are this big. There is an A-frame rail that's got PVC on the top. I didn't really skate it on video, but I did skate a little bit, and it's nice and smooth. It's just super low. Next, there is a long parking curb that's crazy low. It's good for like slappies and stuff, which I cannot do very well. So I did a couple of things on it. It's nice for people doing slappies and definitely great for beginners to learn how to like board slide and stuff like that. And then there is another curb that is stacked up on cinder blocks. That thing's a lot of fun. It's nice and long. It slides really well. I've seen a lot of DIY stuff, and I never really come across the round curbs very often, so that's definitely a very unique thing out here. So for the street section, it's your basic run-of-the-mill early 2000s woodward ramps. It's like one of the cheapest packages you can get. There's a bank on one side. It is super mellow. It's like 8 feet long, maybe 3.5 feet tall. It was a little frustrating because I'm used to steeper banks, so you really have to check your speed. But once I got used to it, it was a whole lot of fun to skate. I like how wide it is, so you have plenty of room to maneuver doing front side and back side and stuff like that. On the opposite end, there is a 3-foot quarter pipe. It's super mellow. It is 8 foot wide, and it's tough to skate, but it's great for learning new tricks. Somehow I was able to pull off 2 new tricks that I've never done before while I was out here today, and that was a heel flip front disaster and a varial heel rock to fakie. So that thing's definitely a lot of fun. It's a little bit more mellow than what I'm used to, so you have to check your speed a lot. But once you get used to it, it's amazing, so much fun. Woodward fun boxes, it's pretty much the same as many of them that are in South Georgia. These little small parks, there's many that are similar, like in Cordele and Pelham and stuff like that. There's nothing super special about it. You can get speed over the flat. I did the flat test on this one because the flat's only about 4 foot long, but there's a catch. You cannot get enough speed dropping in on the 3 foot quarter to make it over the flat. So luckily, you barely have enough time to throw a kick in there, and then you can easily make it over, but that's only if you are really good at getting set up really fast. It's got a flat rail and a down rail. The flat rail is the perfect height, a lot of fun to skate. The down rail is like so many Woodward down rails that I've seen on fun boxes. It's too low at the end, it shoots you straight into the ground. It's very uncomfortable to skate. I didn't touch it, because as soon as I see ones that they're like this far from the ground coming out, I don't touch them because it's just ridiculous. There is a down ledge that's very similar. It goes straight, like almost straight into the ground. It's super low. I'm just not a fan of things that the top ledge is a lot of fun. It's easy to skate. I like that it extends out. It's a bit sketchy, like when things go straight out like that, but it's actually a lot of fun to skate and I enjoyed it. And finally, let's talk about the blue quarter pipes. There's a shop in Albany, a skate shop in Albany. It's like an hour and 10 minutes away from here. Many, many years ago, the owner of the shop had these ramps out back and he was trying to sell them for way too much money from what I could afford. And I came out here a couple weeks ago and here they are. And I was like, I've never seen any ramp like these before. And I was like, these have got to come from Albany. So I asked one of the locals, I was like, did you get those where I think you got them from? And he was like, Albany? I was like, yeah. So they got them and they're terrible. They're really bad. They just need to be resurfaced. Like the plastic surface on it is all bumpy and messed up, and they did do some work on them to make them even better. They used to be way worse, but it just needs to be resurfaced. The structure is still really good. It's got a nice solid frame to it, and the transition's not bad at all. They're a little skinny, but it's just bumpy and slick. That surface is just bad. So it's cool that they have them here. Maybe they'll get them resurfaced because this park definitely could benefit from having those like further out so you can do turnarounds and stuff. I barely skated them, not a big fan of them. But once they get resurfaced, they'll be great.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it feels so good.
They had a little event out here. If you could hear it in my voice, I'm pretty hoarse from like yelling over all the music and everything.
Oh, this event was crazy. It's way better than I thought it would turn out. I was thinking like a handful of people. Boy, had to be like 40 people here. But yeah, it was busy. It was busy. Music, drinks, crazy kids, people skating.
They do like a skate day event every month that the local shop owner hosts or whatever. It was a great turnout for a town this small. I was very impressed.
The winner of this free skateboard is Cody. Yes! Woo! Yeah! Great job. Let's hear it for Cody. Yeah!
And kids. Oh my God, kids. So many kids. Everywhere, darting everywhere.
The vibes here are really cool. It's not the most amazing skate park, but had a lot of fun out here. They got a good community of people. Definitely would recommend coming if you're in the South Georgia area. There really aren't a whole lot of skate parks around here.
Being able to actually skate it for an entirety of a day, well, we'll say half a day, was way better than last time where we got here, skated for an hour, it rained, came back, it was wet, just, yeah. And like the people, there was actually a good bit of people skating. It's a way better experience than last time, even with what little that we have.
So if you find yourself in the tiny town of Fitzgerald, Georgia, stop by. Thanks for checking out another episode of Skate Park Showcase. Real quick, I just want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. The only way that I'm able to travel and stay on the road is because of you. So thank you so much. If you'd like to help support the channel, just go to patreon.com/parksharks. As little as $1 can go a really long way and help keep me on the road. If you can't donate, but you want to help support the channel in other ways, there's plenty of ways to do that. Subscribe to the YouTube, turn on the notification bell so you know every time I post a video. Like this video, leave a comment, but most importantly, share it with your friends because that's the best way to get the word out so I can keep doing this. And here is what's coming up next.